as you were mentioning before, Perfect doesn't really have a lot of confidence nowadays, so maybe just wants to go for the safe pick.
I think that normally I would be much more into the Aurora pick here, but and just to set up for this. And they've got the first grub already. Gideon does not have Smite, though, so they're going to have to actually stay with him here to secure. And I think they should be able to at least get 2.
Yeah, they get the 2. The handshake comes through. It says, okay, you
Calyx,
get 2, we get 1.
Calyx also dropped his ult on BDD to keep him down, make sure he cannot actually rotate over. He did have his Realm Warp, but it's hard to actually use that when the face of an Orianna who has ult, so with this...
Yeah, trying to take a trade here. Is it a bait, though? Kingen in a lot of trouble. 3 guys show up. He drops an equalizer and says, well, I'm dead. Doesn't even bother to flash. He's like, yeah, I overextended. You got me. And a very nice set play here from the side of KT, trying to get something back there.
Yeah, that's all just based on the fact that Lehens was like, well, I couldn't quite get that kill on a BDD. We want to force something. Speaking of Lehens...
Yeah, I don't really know why he's still here. He is going to flash. And I suppose just trying to keep his Rumble alive, but now he's in a bit of trouble. He's able to hook onto the wall, but the knockup comes in from the Alistar, flashed away by Kingen. He's trying to turn this fight around as he says, I'm not able to get out of here. Lehens nearly dies. He will die here very shortly, as really the question is who gets the kill. And it will be the Sivir after all, so pretty huge that Duckdom able to pick up 2 kills. This for solo queue, and Calyx is just sitting mid, getting 4 plates. Your bottom lane would quit the game. They would be like, okay, this is over. You're not helping us. You're just playing for yourself.
Just stop him from getting into a Realm Warp, right? But they're getting a lot back. Like these trades, you know, they got so many plates mid. They're going to be able to get this turret bottom here as well. It's first turret for Nongshim as well. That's big. You know, I mean, that's what's keeping the gold in their favor despite these picks going against them. They're going to commit here as well.
They're going to heal up the minions with the redemption as in comes Perfect, just trying to clear the wave. And yeah, he's like, well, I should not have done that. I am going to try to just flash away and survive. So inner turret goes over to Nongshim. BDD get the 1 in top, but here's the Rift Herald going into mid, so KT get a mid outer, which feels very good for their side. That's Lehens' fault. It's not going to matter, as they're getting another turret. At least Nongshim, I like how they're kind of roaming around the map as 4, and they're getting a bunch of value.
It's just a really good macro game from them. Despite the fact that the enemy team is the team that has the Sivir Rise, they will eventually get this turret in exchange, but they're keeping this game really even. The Aphelios is starting to come online. Obviously, both AD carries finished their call, and Aphelios is significantly behind in gold, but you know, if they just slow this game down and he doesn't get put down any further, a bit of a Rumble versus Ornn.
Yeah, they're going to try to chase this with the Wukong on the way. Perfect does not have his flash, and that's what they're calling for. He tries to dash away, but this is way too much damage, especially because he doesn't have all that much armor, so the Wukong also just shreds. Meanwhile, Calyx trying to survive down here. We got a TP trying to help out. That's from the Alistar. Nice dodge from Calyx, and even in a redemption. Maybe looking to turn this one around as the fight is getting close. But BDD just says, nope, I'm getting out. It's a Chemtech Soul.
Well, I like
for like Rai, Shinjao, Ornn.
I like how Nongshim played this because they're like, well, we can't get Dragon. We don't have inner turret. They have the Sivir push. We'll just make a play topside on the flashless Ornn. And all they have to do, all Calyx has to do is not die.
Otacon, it should be Nongshim. But again, they don't even need to either, as now we get the engage coming on in. That's a Wukong a bit caught out of position. Gideon by himself, just burning down as a bit of damage comes in, a bit of AoE, but they have redemption, which seems to be the item of choice. Very nice knock up here from Perfect, though. They're looking for a bit more. The Realm Warp gets the Alistar in. The flash is perfect from Peter. Gets on top of 2 of them, and KT, they set up the fight. Nongshim getting caught out in the river.
Yeah, Gio trying to look for the ult there, trying to maximize damage, pops the Ghost. I mean, those are the types of moments where you start to feel like, oh, as a Aphelios, okay, this may be my time. Maybe I can actually clean up this fight. But they lost their jungler early. The Cyclone down for Gideon. And this was actually a really cool trap for KT, where they kind of played a little ping pong, they played a little tennis, as Kingen may also, for greeting for this wave, be punished. Looks like it's not going to happen. But they went for the play for pushing BDD bottom side. Then he knows, okay, they're rotating down. He Realm Warps over the top of them, gets away, or sorry, TP is over the top of them, gets away, and then they can collapse on the jungler who was then trying to catch BDD. They're just kind of running circles around.
But he's also got an extra level plus a bit more on Calyx. So BDD very far ahead here. Little engaged. Lehens, I said earlier that he was playing very measured. I think a little bit of that went out the window after the last fight, as he gets caught out for basically no reason here. As now Calyx trying to clear the wave, he's going to get caught for free. And now a play into the back line as Gio does survive, but it really does feel like Nongshim are not taking KT seriously, and they're getting caught out here in this mid game.
Legend group game is one-sided, except like the games we had yesterday with T1 and Hanwha, sure, and a one-sided ending, so to speak, but
yeah,
he's seen on these words, by the way. But like, I was like, wow, yeah, Nongshim are just, like, they're losing a little bit, but they're trading on turrets, they're getting these plates, like, they've kept this game even, but said they're going to look for a fight here. And look at the setup here for KT, it's just so clean.
Yeah, I like this. They're going to look for the pick. They have so much damage out of the Sivir right now, it's insane. And essentially just a zoning ultimate going to keep them away. And they kept Cuz and BDD on this objective the entire time. Perfect is very tanky. They're going to try to do a bit of damage to him, but the Baron is going away. And Gideon's got to get in. He's got the flash, but he gets knocked away by Cuz, and he will not be getting into the pit at all. Perfect still alive until the end of the fight. Gio, he's just desperate at this point, gets stunned up, does a bit of damage, has so many chakrams, doesn't matter, he's alone against everybody. And now the Realm Orb on top of it is Calyx. He's seeing nightmares, he's seeing the trauma from before. And at least, you know, he'll do a little bit of damage. But KT, a massive win in this fight.
End up losing the Baron on top of it. KT have Peter a bit overextended.
Yeah, he is going to have to pop that ult. And it's just Chemtexol on the board here. Gideon does have his flash, but Nongshim, they want to take the fight after the case. As now with Chemtexol, they're so tanky, but they are going to be able to take out BDD at least. As KT looking to try to take this one 4v5, and it looks like they should be able to. As Gio just zoned away entirely by the Ornn, not able to chew through all this tankiness. And it's a triple for the Omega Fed Sivir that is Duckdom.
They're kind of combo-based in what they do in team fights. You don't have consistent damage, and they just kind of fall apart. And that, I think, is really the beginning of the end here.
Case for this series, if Nongshim can't turn it around as the engage cone from the Sivir. As, yeah, look at that damage. He's just so fed at this point, like Lehens does not exist.
Yeah, he's almost full build. He's looking for a GA, I guess, as his final item. And I don't think he's going to get it, because I think the game is going to end before then.
We don't have POG anymore, but who's POG?
I still vote for BDD.
BDD probably.
And obviously, like, you know, it's pretty known that BDD is my favorite player, but I think he actually...
Oh, no, the Realm Orb to find you.
It's BDD.
Yeah, it's just another one, you know, like the game is over right now, but it doesn't matter. It's like another box checked for the BDD column. Because now, nice little engage, and KT just looking to end this one. And using their gigantic wallets, their safes of cash that are in the bank, and just plopping them on the heads of Nongshim. That's going to be game number one, going to KT.
296 games,
yeah,
not a single one was barred.
296 games.
And that's actually, no, 297, because this is not including game one.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So...
Oh, he's almost up to his 300th game.
That is wild. So, nice little play there from Peter. Good follow-up from Duckdom, well coordinated. Calyx is kind of smashing this lane, by the way.
All right, we're just diving the mid lane turret. The flash comes in from Gideon. That's first blood going over to Calyx already. And Cuz is a level 4 Skarner. And so he doesn't really get to do anything. A very nice dive and calculation here from Nongshim.
Off guard was the Poppy unsealed teleport.
Okay.
This is just an insane amount of control for Calyx. Flashes for the taunt. And the angle of approach here for his jungler. Gideon comes through, I think.
So he will be okay.
And they're still going to get 3 grubs. So, yeah, you know, maybe could have played a little bit safer there, but ultimately it doesn't really matter. This early game has been so... Like, if you look at the gold, it's only 1,000. That's going to snowball a little bit here.
Wins in the early game and enough control to go a little bit more aggressive on the objectives. Like, yeah, they got 3 grubs, but that's about it. They haven't really touched any of the turrets yet. A bit of plate damage here and there, but finally the first rate comes out, and it's Chemtech next, so...
and they just like, nah, let's just keep the variants out. Lehens, let's keep the variants out, yeah.
Keep the variants out, Lehens. Yeah, he's going to get knocked up. He's super dead. He doesn't have his flash. Very close to getting it back, actually, but not the case. It is going to be Jude getting a plate mid, so it's not the end of the world. Opportunities, but that's essentially been it. As now we're going to get a fight up here on the top side, though. BDD taking a huge amount of damage, has to flash away. The Cocoon going to sail wide, actually, but it doesn't matter. Gideon gets in, And now the chain's going to hit the Skarner. Peter not really able to help out here.
This is looking like the more this game goes on, the tougher it gets for KT. Now this is an overextension from Gio.
Yeah, he is isolated. He's alone. There's nobody around to help him. Oh, nice flash, though. He is trying to make something out of his mistake because on the run, and the arrow's going to miss. Meanwhile, in mid, getting pretty low. Peter trying to set it up. BDD going in very deep to try to force that kill. It's not quite going to happen, as now we got shots moving in on the Lehens, and he's going to be the sacrifice for his team, it looks like. They give the kill over to BDD, as KT, they finally strike back.
King, and we'll get a turret here in exchange. It looks like it's going to be first brick as well, which will be feats of strength for them, so that actually ends up being pretty good. Jump to this dragon. It's up in 45 seconds. We're not going to watch Gio overextend. I think that one doesn't really need much explanation. And like right now, KT still behind 3,500 gold. They do not have flash for their Annie. They're looking for an angle on Lehens, though.
Here we go again. I mean, Lehens just going to get caught out once again here on the Elise. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Calix was trying to get a split push going, and instead I think he is going to be split apart here by Perfect eventually. I mean, stun comes through, and yeah, especially with the Hollowed Radiance, you're not doing anything against Renekton. So 2 kills go over to KT. It's a shutdown for the Renekton.
Attempt to get Dragon Prio while Lehens is trying to get some vision. You kind of have to do that together. And we'll get this Dragon regardless here. This is going to be Ocean Soul. So you said the chances were high. Well, we low rolled again.
Yeah, it's not half bad, but we do have the follow-up here, as that is pretty half bad. Kingen going to get impaled and taken down. Gideon by himself is going to have to Heartbreak of the Wall.
It's like Nongshim forgot how to group as 5. They're like, okay, we got lane prio. 5 did not have flash, but got away. So that's a big win for Nongshim, who still have a lead in this game. It doesn't feel like it sometimes with how some of these skirmishes are going. I mean, Lehens almost getting caught there is problematic because you're Elise, you're super squishy. We've talked about this so many times. Like,
yeah, they want to get Perfect's TP if possible. BDD is in mid, and so can just kind of follow the Galio if he needs be. As now we got Duckdom walking up to the Ambessa, just eviscerated immediately. And not respecting Kingen, that's for sure. Now we got a TP coming through. The chain's going to be Mikhail's, as that was actually the item choice here for Peter, not the redemption in this game. Makes sense. He's now trying to face check, trying to see if they're doing the Otacon. Might be a punish, but a massive Timbers over the wall. This is going to catch 3, and the Impale on top of it too is huge here for KT. But Gio is still alive, and so is Kingen. And that initial burst is gone from the side of KT. Peter trying to fight up against a Varus is very funny. And it will be Nongshim who take this fight in the end.
They're going to get a bunch of Control Ward gold here as well on their way out, as they will turn to the Otacon. Calix positioning there phenomenal on the attempted taunt, but this BDD making the Tibbers play that almost saves things. Imagine if Duckdom hadn't been caught just moments before in the top lane. That damage was sorely missed after a great combo from BDD. Impale, there's just no damage. And Kingen is just like, well, just going to dash through. They can't stop me. And Gio is then able to just free hit.
All right, trying to set up something once again. Nice Heartbreaker away. But they get the root down, and once again getting assassinated by the Ambessa. Peter gonna go down. It's Cuz trying desperately to peel for his AD carry, but Duckdom's already out, and now it's Cuz. The sacrifice potentially here, as he does kind of scamper away, but they already lost Peter. So big map potential here for the side of Nongshim.
And that's a turret down. Map potential unlocked, as you say, and they're going to look for this inner. Ooh, almost getting a stop there onto Duckdom. Might have actually been the end of his life. Calix had flash. Because just going to drive through a wall. It's so weird that Skarner could just kind of go through walls. It looks so weird with this model. It feels natural when you're playing it, but when you watch it, sometimes you're like, that's a little weird. Calix? He has flash. Like I said, he's fine.
Calculated. He's like, I don't need that.
At least when the rest of your team is nearby and you have full vision. Man, a little bit too much up. Too much up. Not sure.
Very too much up. Okay, Lens. It's fine. It's fine.
He's baiting them.
He's baiting. It actually works. Not too much up. It's going to be a big win here for Nongshim. And the Heartbreaker of the wall means that Cuz goes down. 2 kills here for Nongshim. They're looking at the Baron.
All right, Lehens, I misjudged you. I was familiar with your game, but I thought that was like that I was a little bit too familiar with your game right there. But no, Peter also on a Control Ward, and Cocoon exists still.
Yeah, it's tanky enough that those two aren't going to do enough at least.
Try to deny BDD's entry here.
Doesn't look like Peter's got smite available. Otherwise, I think he would have swapped already, as he's got the heal on his flash. So that's the answer to my question.
And now he's going to grab this inner turret with the Baron buff. And the gold lead it's been pretty hefty, but now it's insurmountable. It's 9,000. The wallets are heavy, etc., etc.
But
actually, it's fine.
Comes down, and yeah. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is pushing. It's kind of like a 2-2-1 style push, something we don't see very often, but it is happening. Taking mid inhibitor, taking bot inhibitor seems to be the play.
You're going to accept that your inhibitors are going to be cracked.
All right, they're trying to go for the play now, but the knockaway of the Viego is pretty big. Doesn't matter, though. I think they still win 4v5. The taunt onto everybody is gigantic from Calyx. Nice and pale. But yeah, they just don't have the damage here, KT, to try to do anything. He does get his revenge onto Kingen, at least, does Duckdom, but not going to revenge this Nexus, not right now. Perfect, though, trying to frontline. We'll see what he can do. Still holding on to their Nexus turret. As Perfect moving forward, desperation at play here for the side of KT. It's not quite going to work out, as Nongshim will be taking this game number 2, and we will have a series on our hands.
I like both drafts a lot, and I do think that people really do overdo the if there's a Trundle, Sion is not allowed. You know, there's some playmaking there. Win streak for Bard, by the way, which we did not see played by Peter in the last game, which rose our ire. I talked to Pony about it in the break as well. He was not too happy about it not being picked as Perfect. Is in danger.
All right, yeah, he's in a lot of trouble. The Trundle getting to work early as, oh no, what's going on here, Kingen? He's going to be forced to flash out. It's still a kill.
This is going to be a very difficult dive to pull off, but they have all 3 flashes. They can juggle that aggro. They certainly could get a successful kill here. All about that Valkyrie timing.
Yep, they want to look for Gio, as he's going to flash over 1, is able to get away from the second, and now Cuz is taking the damage from the turret, gives the free kill and double buff over to Gio, and the dive is a disaster.
Yeah, it almost makes you wonder, did they think he had Gatling gun locked in? Feel very confident about that dive working against a Corki, and it didn't.
All right, they're trying to delay the back here as Lahen's trying to get in there. Gideon now on the bottom side. Gio is going to tank this one up, actually. There's a little bit of a failure in terms of tanking the turret, but still Nongshim able to get the 1 kill. Deny some of the CS away from Duckdom on top of it all.
Yeah, he just has Valkyrie locked already. Not sure.
Oh, the Bard stun.
Bard stun is good, but like it wasn't even close right now. Okay, it's a full health plate, so we'll get some of it. And, you know, that's the end of that. Dragon goes over to KT. And, yeah, Sion, man, pretty good. It's that Peter's really far behind in levels. Oh!
Outplayed. Duckdom says, take a seat. In the face of Gideon, doesn't seem to care. Actually, level 6 ahead of Gideon's level 5, even though Gideon did get 2 kills. Cuz has been farming better.
He does have his ult here. There's a lot of good targets.
Cuz is going to smite that one down. And now all of a sudden, Gideon's in a lot of trouble. He's alone. He's dead. He flashes and dies anyway to the auto of Duckdom. And now it's a disaster to the side of Nongshim.
Yeah, that's 3 grubs here. It was available for Sion. Duckdom predicting. Yep, got him.
Meanwhile, we saw, actually, Jonah Strong was trying to highlight Calyx losing his flash in mid.
Yeah.
And it looks like BDD maybe was able to pressure him out. Not sure what happened there. BDD still has his ult, and now Gideon, no flash for him. He's dead, as Perfect is also looking to get into the party.
So much power with the roaming support, because Duckdom doesn't need anybody's help!
Oh, he should not be stepping up to this guy. Duckdom is just styling on him. As now Gideon is here. There's the subjugate. We'll see if they've got enough damage into Perfect. Should be. As now Perfect just going to go ahead and move over towards the wave so he can try to farm it. As, yeah, Jiu's dead. He's very dead. And we've seen this before. 3 kills, or 3 deaths rather, very early on for Jiu in this game as well.
It's just completely focused. It's just like 10 damage off. Duckdom flashes and kills him. He has barrier also, by the way. Like, rare miss from BDD.
Yeah.
Or a good dodge from Calyx, whichever way you want to put it.
Well, actually trying to get in there and punish. He's going to knock him straight into the arms of Gideon, who hugs him with his teeth, actually, instead. Cuz on the run here, it's Chemtech's ult, by the way. We got an ult down from Lehens, trying to lock this one up. Stun goes in onto Cuz, but it's only the Trundle. Not sure if they have the damage. They should have the damage for Peter, who says, "Get down, Mr. President, Cuz. I've got this."
Kingen is now the target.
Temper Fate is ready here for Lehens, as we're just going in on a Gideon. Not necessarily the best idea, but we do have TP coming in. Kingen now trying to lock down that back line. There's the Temper Fate, gonna lock down the Azir. Perfect though, a big slam on that front line, and now the damage from Duckdom comes in as he joins the fight. And it is broken up here big time for Nongshim. Should get the disengage cone is Gideon, but Duckdom's got other ideas. And meanwhile, they want to dive here onto this guy as, Calyx able to just kind of thread the needle there. And
after Kingen goes in. We have another fight here though in live.
Yeah, trying to make a play onto this Rift Trail, but immediately Nongshim are regretting that decision. As this time Trishon Barrage not going to hit anything. Feels like the first time this game. Or maybe the second. Bit of damage comes in. It's just going to come down to the smite as it does go the way of the Jarvan. It's a bit of an early one from the side of Nongshim. Bit of damage into Perfect already. Lehens has to flash out, and here comes Duckdom over the wall. Gets the snipe down, but pays for it.
They need that eye.
Yeah, they're going to get it, just barely, as the barrier comes in, and now potentially a chance here for Nongshim to take this fight as they're going to pick up the 1 kill, but now the rest of KT comes in. Super low on health. They don't care, and they will clean up here up against Nongshim. Gideon just has to run away.
BDD is
to do anything about it.
BDD is like ready to go in. They're like, oh, they're not even gonna fight. Nice attempt to delay this. Cool.
Okay. So not gonna slam it into the Tempered Fate, and now he's gonna be able to get a second charge elsewhere.
Yeah. Now they also don't have Tempered Fate for this fight, but I don't think they're gonna take the fight. And this is going to be the bottom turret going down.
Oh no!
Right. Perfect.
Oh no.
Surely on the next wave. I mean, like, everybody's on
Paramount complete.
Yeah, there you go. Masamune to Muramana. Took him a minute. He was trying to hit as many Qs as he could, as this TP will defend this top turret. And this starts to feel more like a Legend Group game, you know, where it's like you get a small lead.
Exit the game afterwards.
if they subjugate that Sion, maybe. No, he's just gonna walk away. I don't. It's one of my pet peeves that like teams will never pick Sion when Trundle is up, because I think in situations like this it does make sense for both the draft, the comp.
By KT, looks like Nongshim have a decent idea that it is started up, but I don't know how you really get in. And KT are just poking them down. I mean, Duckdom is frontlining right now, saying you're not allowed to enter. We do have the flank still coming in from the side of Kingen. Lehens is over the wall. They just die there. We have the stun and the wall coming down. As they turn on the Kingen, the Temper Fate not really going to do all too much. Kingen just going to go down. Meanwhile, on the right side, Perfect is taken out.
Subjugated.
That he was. Meanwhile, Gideon trying to get in this pit. It might just come down to the turn, and it's massive from the side of Peter. Doesn't even need to do much else after that. Just gets the 3-man, roots them all down, and the rest of the team is there with their wallets to knock down the pin. Basically, yeah, it's kind of desperate, but you had to go through that choke, because Lens, okay, just dead. Not the first time.
It's a Bard.
Won't be the last.
Yeah.
Just Bard things.
Yeah.
I don't know if that works for Lens.
So we had a bit of a win streak for Wukong broken.
I mean, his streak on Bard isn't broken.
No,
so.
that's true. Very true.
He's like, I guess you can't quite do it like I can.
That's some bounty gold. Kane got away with that. Small victories.
That looks like Kingen's in some trouble. Gideon, same. Gonna get flashed on. Flashes away himself. There is the knockup into the root into Sion doing Sion things.
That'll teach him the alcove game.
Never alcove game.
Issues that Nongshim have had as a team, you know, like some of the calls from Lehens like this that have plagued them.
Yeah.
But I think one of the players that gets the most flack is Ju, because you can physically see some of the moments he's had. And
Ju, speaking of which.
Yeah. It's frustrating if you're a Nongshim fan, because you're like, I know Gio was so good before, and I know he can still be good now, as this is a desperate attempt from Calix.
He's got his E back. Arcane Shift, pretty good ability. As he's able to get that one going. BDD, once again, kind of a weird one, but it doesn't quite matter. As long as he's frontlining for the main carry of the team, I think they'll be fine with it.
All right, so there's 3 strong Palm candidates.
It's stuck down.
I kind of say it looks better with Peter. It seems like he's the stronger support.
Yeah, I think we would all agree at this point, based on what we've seen, as Lehen's, not going to be able to do too much. Tried to throw in an ult at the very last moment, didn't matter. The wallets are just too heavy. And, getting legendary now is DuckDom. Still not dying after that first one. And, they're just pressing forward. And down will go 2 here as well, as they dive into multiple turrets and do not care.
Do I want to give it to DuckDom? Man, 10-1-7.
His Sivir as well. You know, we were thinking in game 1, we're like, is it BDD, is it DuckDom? I don't know.
I'm just kind of over 80 carries getting it every time, but in this meta, I guess you just do. You win the 2v2, you get fed, and then...
Especially because he, like, played Ezreal and popped off, you know. Yeah,
It's not an original idea,
cool
but
with
I have this idea
I'm okay with it.
that people on the global side seem to share.
We wouldn't be the only ones that would like to see it make a return.
GGG go DuckDom 100%.
GGG are DuckDom now.
Yeah. It's not, no, not wrong. All right, one last try, Nongshim, one Hail Mary.
Yeah, one Hail Mary. They're trying to get in on a BDD, but this time the knockup is good, and the follow-up is gigantic from Perfect Skew. And yeah, they're just smacking them in the face with their wallets. It's not very pretty. It's only Gio who's alive, but he's died 7 times already. As Peter just emoting in his face. Doesn't seem to care that he's gone down, as he's just opening up another kill for his 80 carry. 12-1-10 is DuckDom, and KT will take down the series 2-1.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.